Legacy government gets European Union signal for launch of 410 million euros Omieko project. Federal government clarifies external borrowing plan. And French president threatened sanctions on Israel's over Gaza aid crisis. And in sports, Nigeria's Flying Eagles to battle Norway, Saudi Arabia, Colombia in group stage of 2025 Under-20 World Cup in Chile. And now the details. I am Mike James. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has met with the European Union ambassador to Nigeria and Economic Community of West African States ECOWAS, Gaëtan Minot, to discuss the strength of Lagos-EU cooperation and multilateral business relations. The envoy, who led the EU delegation from Abuja, held talks with the governor at the State House in Marina, Lagos. At the center of the bilateral discussion was the proposed Omieko project, a visionary initiative designed to transform Lagos's inland waterways into a world-class transportation hub. The project, estimated to cost 410 million euros, is to be jointly financed through public and private equities with all partners: European Union, French Development Agency, European Investment Bank, and Lagos State Government supervising its implementation. Governor Sanwo-Olu, who expressed delight that the project would formally take off next month after completion of feasibility analysis by project partners, said the Omieko initiative would harness the economic potential of the state's aquatic ecosystem to solve socio-economic problems while providing alternative for the residents in mobility. Sanwo-Olu said the EU's investment in Lagos's waterways would create a significant boost for tourism and further make Lagos to be more competitive for destination investors. On his part, the EU envoy, Gaëtan Minot, appreciated the commitment of Legacy government to the bilateral relationship made with EU, stating that the significant part of the European economic presence in Nigeria was largely resided in Lagos. The ambassador said plan was underway to further strengthen economic cooperation with Lagos, noting that the European Chamber of Commerce had been rejigged to be more flexible and strategic in its broad economic partnerships in Nigeria. The Rome Business School has conferred an honorary doctorate of business administration on Governor Sanwo-Olu for all his dedication and leadership, commitment and boost to the state and Nigeria in general. The event took place at the Lagos House Marina when he received the Dean and founder of Rome Business School, Professor Antonio Ragusa. Governor Sanwo-Olu, who appreciated the honor, noted that they have a shared reason for the drive by his administration to increase the number of the state university from 1 to 3 and ensuring that through education, students become assets to themselves, their families, and the society. According to the governor, there is ongoing plan for the fourth one, which is a medical university, while the Lateef Jakande Leadership Academy is also established to mentor youths in leadership.
Of the best from every part of the country, we put a bit of half, male, half female, a bit more of Lagos, just to make sure that we're also not exporting the skills and knowledge too much, but it's diverse. Every part of the country, have people. And this is the second cohort. The first one had graduated. We've set up the second one. Your people will know who Lateef Jakande is. The name, the man was the first civilian governor of the state. He passed on about 4 years ago, and is the one that beaconed, public education, public housing, social, and a lot of things that his name is still with us still today.
Professor Ragusa commended the leadership qualities of Governor Sanwo-Olu and his continuous investment in education, which can position Lagos to become the global economy of the world. In a bid to give back to Lagos, he gave a hint and plans to launch a Lagos scholarship program offering 250 scholarships of 1 million naira each to selected Lagos youngsters to contribute to the growth of the state.
I'm seeing that the growth in these years of Lagos is destined and is already I would say, an international hub of culture, of media, of business, of entertainment. So many things are happening, and being here also with your guidance and leadership is an incredible opportunity. So finding a way to give something back to the state and to your administration, for us it's fantastic. So we would like to offer this, obviously, with your support, with your leadership, as a combined effort by Lagos government and Rome Business School.
And that was the founder of Rome Business School, Professor Antonio Ragusa. The Nigeria Governors Forum NGF has commiserated with the Niger State government on the flood, which has claimed many lives in the Mokwa local government area of the state. In a statement signed by the NGF chairman, Abdulrahman Abdul Razak, the forum said that it was shocked by the magnitude of the flood, which has claimed many lives and properties in the community. It's commiserated with Governor Muhammad Bago, the government, and the people of the state for the loss of lives and property. It will be recalled that no fewer than 21 people had died and property worth millions of naira had been damaged by the flood which ravaged Mokwa in the state. And now to the rest of the stories. The federal government has clarified its 2024-2026 external borrowing plan submitted to the National Assembly on Tuesday, saying that it was essential for the implementation of the 2024-2026 Medium-Term Economic Framework, MTEF. The Federal Ministry of Finance in a statement said the borrowing plan was for the entire nation, meaning that it included both federal and state government and does not equate actual borrowing. The ministry said the actual external borrowing in the 2025 fiscal year stood at $1.23 billion, as against the $21.5 billion being interpreted in many reports. It added that the government remains committed to keeping borrowing within manageable and sustainable limits in accordance with the DMO Debt Sustainability Framework. Troops from Operation Hadinkai have neutralized 60 terrorists in Bita, Borno State in an overnight joint land and air operation. According to the Nigerian Army Headquarters, the coordinated offensive, which involved troops under the 26th Task Force Brigade and the Nigerian Air Force, took place after an attempted assault by the terrorists on a military position. The Nigerian Army said the operation marked a significant success in the ongoing counter-terrorism efforts in the northeast. It added that the air component of Operation Hadinkai deployed a 29 Super Tucano aircraft and a Dragon platform, delivering precision strikes that destroyed 2 terrorist gun trucks and neutralized scores of insurgents. Bita, which is located in the Goza axis of southern Borno, had witnessed increased terrorist activities in the recent weeks, prompting intensified military action in the area. And in some foreign news, French President Emmanuel Macron has warned that his country could apply sanctions against his release unless the government in Tel Aviv responds to the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Speaking during a visit to Singapore on Friday, Macron said the international community could not remain passive while Palestinians in Gaza face a deepening hunger crisis. In his comments, Macron called for an end to assumptions that Israel is respecting human rights. The comments raised further the international pressure building on Israel, which has blockaded the Palestinian enclave for close to 3 months, with aid agencies warning of famine. Israel recently said it was bowing to international pressure and would allow minimal supplies of food and medicine go into Gaza, on which it continues to wage an intense military assault. And then in sports news, Nigeria's Flying Eagles will face Colombia, Saudi Arabia and Norway in Group F at the 2025 FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile. The Flying Eagles group stage opponents were confirmed after the draw was concluded in Santiago, Chile in the early hours of today. The Flying Eagles qualified for the World Cup after finishing third at the Under-20 AFCON in Egypt. This year's FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile will take place from September 27 to October 19. And that was our news at 12. Just before we go, your vehicle is not a strong room. Please always keep your valuables off the view of miscreants. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs. It's live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. I can also visit our website www.trafficradio961.ng. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration empowered 600 women with ingenious business ideas to the tune of 4 billion naira through the Lagos State Employment Trust Fund LSC TFW initiative? You can get more details on the Legacy Government website. And to end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has met with the European Union ambassador to Nigeria and Economic Community of West African States ECOWAS, Gautia Mignot, to discuss the strength of Lagos EU cooperation and multilateral business relations. The federal government has clarified its 2024-2026 external borrowing plan submitted to the National Assembly on Tuesday, saying that it was essential for the implementation of the 2024-26 Medium-Term Economic Framework, MTEF. And we also told you that French President Emmanuel Macron has warned that his country could apply sanctions against Israelis unless the government in Tel Aviv responds to the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. In sports, Nigeria's Flying Eagles will face Colombia, Saudi Arabia, and Norway in Group F at the 2025 FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Chile. And for contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast. This was compiled by Abiola Fagbalagun. Thank you for listening, Lagos. My name is Mike James. Good afternoon.
Lagos traffic, a challenge we faced, but now we have a solution, a better pace. Lagos Traffic Radio, 96.1 FM. We're here to guide you wherever you may be. 13 years strong, we're moving ahead. T-Radio, I promise to you is spread. Timely, reliable, accurate, dynamic, innovative, objective. We're here to help with traffic updates effective. Our motorbike reporters on the ground, live camera updates all around. Waterways, flights, trains, and shipping too. We're here to keep you informed with updates anew. 13